Hi, my name is Ernest Kim, and I'm the Planning Director at XM Asia Pacific, which is the biggest and also longest-lived digital agency in Singapore. We work with clients like the Singapore Tourism Board, but also some global clients including MasterCard and HP, as well as local beloved brands like NTC FairPrice. To me, the first question I'd ask as a startup in the context of venture capital is, do we really need it? That was something that for us at 37signals, but also at Kixology, was a key question. At the time, it was really easy money. It was the first .com boom. It was very easy to get funding. But we made a conscious decision that we didn't want to go that route because we knew that with that money isn't a gift. You know, it's an exchange, and what people want as part of that exchange is some amount of input and control, and we weren't willing to give that up. So for us, it took some more work, but we bootstrapped ourselves, and we were able to generate the revenue we needed to fund ourselves and then eventually grow over time. So to me, that would be the first piece of advice I'd give to startups, is really strongly consider whether you need that money. If you find that you do, there's some spaces where, if you're, say, making a product, there's a lot of capital expenditure, so you need some startup capital. In those cases, I'd say make sure that the people you're talking to are looking at you for the same reasons why you're doing your business, that they have that same sort of commitment to solving a problem, that it's not just about making a quick buck, because otherwise you'll become so frustrated because you're investing so much of not just your time, but your passion into something. And to have that taken away by people who don't share that vision, who just see you as a way to make money, it's an incredibly painful thing. So I'd say just be very careful about that. And if you find that you do need the money, then make sure you find people who share your values. There are a lot of great investors who want to help companies grow, who are in this because they get satisfaction out of seeing companies grow, and maybe they also share your vision as well. So that exists. And it can maybe take a little bit of legwork on the startup's part to do the investigation to make sure that investor does have that perspective. So I'd say, you do as a startup have to be careful. One, I'd say just make sure before you take that money, make sure you need it. And then if you do, make sure that the people you're taking it from do have a similar sort of point of view. I'd say from the perspective of the work we do with our clients, the most important thing is, again, focusing on the needs of your consumer. And it sounds incredibly obvious, but I think anyone who's spent time in a big company will recognize that there are a lot of different forces at play at any given time, and oftentimes decisions get made for a lot of reasons that have nothing to do with the needs of the consumer. And I think there was a time when companies could get away with that, when if you had enough scale, if you had the budget to be able to message enough, you could get away with kind of forcing a point of view onto the marketplace. But that doesn't exist at all anymore. With the proliferation of digital media, with the control shifting into the hands of the consumer, no matter how big you are as a company, whether you're Coke or a startup, you have to listen to what your consumers are saying and what they're looking for. So I'd say, to me, that would be the best practice, is listen to your customers and do as much as you can to move at their pace. Knowing what I know, I'm incredibly glad that I took the risks that I took, because I haven't led a typical career. I haven't taken a typical career path. I studied music in school. I took a lot of diversions into different areas that might not seem directly relevant to making money. But all of those things gave me experiences and learnings that have helped me in my next step. And I don't think that could have been possible if I had planned it, and if I tried to take a typical path to a typical lifestyle of having things. So I guess to me it's not so much if I only knew, it's knowing what I know. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to have these experiences, because they will lead you to bigger and better things. the biggest regret, I think, would be to not have taken those chances.